Right, and as speaking of that traffic increase because of school, but there's a whole lot of frustration the first week of school for New York City kids that rely on the bus.
There is a nationwide shortage of drivers, and it's causing problems for many school districts, not just in the city, but across the country. Joining us right now is Muirhead. He is the Executive Vice President of Logan Bus Company and President of New York School Bus Contractors Association. Nice to have you with us this morning, Corey.
Thank you both for having me.
So how bad is the situation?
It's pretty severe, and you know, the contractors are doing the best that they can with what we have, and we are really trying to ramp up our advertising recruiting efforts, but it's all hands on deck right now.
What's the problem? Is it because they're not getting paid enough? How much do they get paid an hour?
No, I think they're getting paid enough, you know, especially in New York. You know, the starting salary is $20 an hour. There's family benefits. These are union jobs as well. You know, I think the problem traces back to March 2020 when the school system, the entire nation's school system shut down. Drivers were laid off for 5 months, you know, from March until August, and they had to look elsewhere to utilize their CDLs. So, you know, what boomed during the coronavirus pandemic? You know, delivery services and things like that. So these drivers with CDL and endorsements went to go work for delivery services that were going to put them on immediately. You know, they had to have benefits to provide for their families during a global health pandemic. And, you know, while last year, yes, we were operating, we weren't at full, you know, 100%. So we didn't feel the pain that we're feeling now. So this has really been going on for about 1.5 years, and we're really just seeing it now because of the decisions that were made back in March 2020.
Yeah. Okay, so you are at 20% below, 15 and 20% below full staffing levels. You said they get good pay. You said they have benefits. How long till you see that go back up to 100%?
You know, we're working with all the stakeholders involved, and we don't know. You know, we're working our tails off to make sure that we can get up to 100%. There are sign-on bonuses. There are things that we're doing with legislation that we're going to try and propose to get up to 100%. But, you know, we just hope that people will come back to work. They'll see that this is a good job. We want people to be a part of their communities. And those who are sitting home with CDL licenses, who are collecting unemployment, come on back to work. Let's get these kids to school.
Yeah, we have a statement from the deputy mayor. We'll take a listen to that and see what he had to say about the whole situation.
Yeah, I think that we have a written statement. It says, yes, we do have enough staffing, and we will reach out to every single bus company to make sure that they're addressing any potential complaints, any concerns. We're hearing very good things in general, but we will reach out to every bus company. Everyone has enough staff. Do you agree?
So I'm really not going to focus on New York City. I mean, New York City has been doing pretty well this week. The complaints have gone down quite a bit from Monday through Friday, but there's a national bus driver shortage, and there's no two ways about it. There's been surveys being conducted by national research authorities. There's a national bus driver shortage, and it needs to be addressed.
So some people said, you know, some of the problems have to do with the unemployment benefits that were going on. Obviously, that's not a problem now, or is it?
I think it's still a problem because they just expired. So we're hoping now that we'll see, you know, I believe they expired on September 6th. Yeah. So we're going to hopefully see a little bit of an influx of people coming back to work from there. With that being said, they still need to get all of their certifications done. So they were out of compliance for a year now. We need to make sure
Which takes about how long?
So a normal hiring driver, and this is one of the things that we're talking with, you know, government agencies about, is a normal driver to be a school bus driver takes about 6 to 8 weeks, and it's a pretty cumbersome process, and there's quite a bit of regulatory hurdles there. One thing that we're really focused on is making sure we don't sacrifice safety. We have to put the most reliable, safest professionals on the road, but there are a couple things that we can do to maybe minimize that 6 to 8 week process. If someone's coming into the job force looking for a job, they don't want to wait 2 months to get a job and get paid and get benefits and stuff like that. So one of the things that we could potentially do is the CDL test is extremely cumbersome. The CDL test is the same for a Type A 18-wheeler as it is to drive a school bus. They have to go under the hood, and they have to, you know, have an understanding of under the hood of the bus. The drivers never go under the hood the second they become a school bus driver. That's 30 minutes on the road test, where we see the most amount of failures happen when you're taking the school bus driver test. So what we'd like to see is have that excluded from when you want to become a school bus driver. You know, those are one of the things that I think that can really happen, and that could make a lot of more people come into this industry.
Yeah. What about talking about Massachusetts? They called in the National Guard to bus kids this week. Do you think that was maybe something a bit done too early? Do you think we're going to see that here in New York?
I think it's anecdotal, and respectfully, And, you know, I'm glad that the governor came out and said that she wasn't going to do that. I think that, you know, the National Guard don't know how to drive school buses, and that's nothing against them.
Yeah.
We are supposed to put on the safest, most reliable professionals, and the way that we can do that is we can train, and there's, you know, all these states have the unemployment records. They know who's on unemployment with CDLs. Why don't we focus there? Why don't we entice those people to come back? Why don't we look for other CDL companies that are operating right now to try and work part-time for drivers? You have a reason, there's a reason that you have all these regulatory hurdles to become a school bus driver. We're transporting the most precious cargo in the world. So, instead of bringing in the National Guard, let's bring in other people or other companies with CDLs to help out and assist in this pandemic.
Corey for mayor. Thank you
Very
so
good.
much. You have some great ideas. I hope you can implement them quickly.
Thank you both very much.
Corey Muirhead, thank
The
you.
most precious cargo. Aww.
I know.
Love
Thank you.
kids.